What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well. Today we are outdoors. Even though this workout you can do it inside if you want to. Just in the park, we're going to do some kettlebells again, but this time I'm actually going to do a full body kettlebell workout, which is going to be predominantly bodybuilding. So I'm going to show you how we are going to do some bodybuilding, full body bodybuilding session using the kettlebell, because it's that versatile. I'm going to use just one kettlebell rather than two, because I know a lot of you don't have two, and I will also give you a nice conditioning workout at the end, of course, because that's what I always do. As we're outside, there's going to be a lot of noise, and you know, part of the elements is it's windy as well, so hopefully this I mean, I'm sure it'll look good, but hopefully you can hear me properly as I explain certain things. I'll write the workout in the description as always, as well as the tempo, the rest, the reps, you know, as I always do. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and make sure you subscribe. And so the first thing we're going to start with, always, is the warm-up. Let's go. First exercise is me being very cruel, is lunges. So alternate lunges, or you can do walk-in lunges. It's 10 reps each side. Start with the front rack position. Superset that. Once you've done 10 on each side, straight onto the floor, 30 seconds. 30 to 60 seconds hollow hold with the kettlebell. Just a quick shout out to my sponsors at Whoop, which is a fitness tracker I use. So if you follow me, you probably know this. I've changed the band again. So Whoop is a fitness tracker I use to track my strain, my sleep, my recovery. It also actually is a guide to, so for example, if my recovery wasn't great, there is an optimal strain level that you are given. So it's called Strain Coach, which it does give you to aim for, so you're not overtraining and you're hitting the right amount of strain for the day. And also you can track your training sessions as well. What's awesome about Whoop is you can wear it 24/7. And you can also use my discount code OB. I'll put the link in the description box to get yourself an awesome discount. Back to the video. And then the second set, you're going to do overhead alternate lunges or walking lunges. Again, a lot of that is on your core, straight into the hollow hold. But the one thing, this is very important when doing kettlebell work, is with the Whoop, just turn it upside down. Still works, you can still read your heart rate. So what you could do is after the hollow hold, you can rest for 30 to 60 seconds, go straight to exercise. Or if you want to be, if you want to have a killer superset, you will go from the lunges to the hollow hold Once that's done, go straight back into the lunges. Now with the front rack position, I've demonstrated this a lot, but first of all, I'm using a 24 kilo kettlebell, so it's not too heavy for someone my size. Okay, with the front rack position, I like to use this as a guide. So you see where this is nice and flat? I always like to have this bit resting on my forearm here, and then just by your chest, as I've shown you before. Make sure you can almost punch your chin with your wrist, with your wrist, fingers, with fist, not your wrist, with your fist, with your knuckles. Yeah, resting on your chest just like this. You don't want to chicken wing it. Down here, nice and rested. Okay, with overhead, okay, get kettlebell front rack, overhead. Another trick I like to do is try and stick my hands to my arm to my head like it's stuck like glue. Okay, the best way to also make sure your arm's straight is two things. Activate your lats. Okay, so make sure you focus on this being activated. If it's not, this is what's going to happen. You see the difference? Once that's activated, nice and straight, keep that close to your head and try and punch the air, punch the sky with your hands. Okay, that keeps it nice and straight overhead. And most importantly, don't forget to engage this. If that's not engaged, what will happen is a lot of times when people do anything front rack overhead, you find like you're wobbly or you find like you're falling forward. This isn't engaged. Okay, engage this, your glutes and your hamstrings before you do the movement. So next we have sumos. Again, nice and slow with the tempo with this, especially if your kettlebells aren't that heavy. Tempo is key, time on the tension, so remember this. I know I say this in every single one of my videos. And then what you want to do is, what I like to do with sumos specifically is when I come up, I don't fully extend my hips at the top. I keep that tension on my quads. So the perfect way to explain this is, so kettlebells up, okay? So when I go down, I try and make sure I have my elbows in, and come down, have my elbows come in between my legs. Okay, you can stop at the top, but just in between. And when I come up here, flex my quads as hard as I can. Even though this is a glute and hamstring workout, you still want to try and get as much quads as possible. And nice and slowly down. Stop just there. Come back up. Okay, so this is a nice and comfortable way to hold the kettlebell when doing this exercise. I know a lot of people like to hold it this way as well, this way, but I just much prefer it this way. Okay, so with lunges, I like to squeeze my hamstrings and glutes at the top. Okay, so that's relaxed. Squeeze every time I come up. Okay, and hold that contraction down. Keep squeezing, squeeze it even more. I never relax my glutes and hamstrings. It's always engaged. Okay, so that's relaxed, engage it. The glute bridge chest press, this is a great chest exercise you can do with a kettlebell, but you want to make sure you engage your core and your glutes when you're doing this. Squeeze your glutes to keep your back nice and straight. Okay, it makes the exercise slightly harder because you will require a lot more stability to perform the chest press. Okay, so with the bent over rows, if you can see, if you've watched any of my back videos, I like to retract my scapula a bit. I like to retract first before I pull, just to get that lat engagement. If you struggle with getting the engagement on your lats, try that. Okay, so before I row, pull back, pull back. I've given you two options of your stance, so bent over row as normal, or a split stance, which is easier on your lower back. So if you don't like a normal bent over row because you struggle with your lower back, do a split stance, that's absolutely fine as well. So those two options work just as well. When you are doing the bicep curls, there's two ways you can do this. You can do the first set when you come up, try and twist your pinky finger out, because that will give you that extra, you see that? If you watch a lot of my bicep videos, so when you come up with a towel, try and twist it outwards, and then if you want to focus more on like a hammer curl, you can just leave it straight up and down, just to hit the biceps different ways. It's another trick. So yeah, another way you could do bicep with kettlebell is use a towel, get that pump. The Z press, this requires a lot of core engagement. It is harder than it looks, so make sure your core is engaged. Try and sit upright as much as possible, so brace your core. Make sure you drive your legs down, drive your heels down to the floor, engage your core, and then press overhead. It's almost like a kettlebell Arnie press. Now remember to make sure that kettlebell is nicely rested on your chest. So remember that position, the clean position that I showed you in the start of the video. Make sure you do that every time you bring the kettlebell down. Okay, so engage your core and press overhead. It is really difficult, so make sure you try and do this properly. However, if you find it difficult, I have given you an alternative which works just as well. So next we have the split stance RDL. Hamstrings and your glutes is an awesome exercise for your hamstrings and glutes. Pay careful attention, nice and slow, eccentric. Squeeze your glutes and your hamstrings as hard as you can when you come back up. Make sure you squeeze them as hard as you can throughout the exercise. So if you've got 10 reps, squeeze them for 10 reps. Okay, notice how I don't come all the way up. So next we have the deficit push-ups, which I love because it gives you a greater range of motion on one side. So I do about 10 reps on one side and then move the kettlebell over and do another 10 reps. If you find that hard to do, you can do 10 reps on one side, rest for a few seconds, and then go back into 10 reps on the other side. This is a great way to increase the range of motion on the push-up. And then finish off with one of the exercises that looks weird, but it's actually a great core exercise, which is the kettlebell march. But I like to have this on the front rack. The great thing about the kettlebell march is you can do front rack position, holding dumbbells, the kettlebells, not dumbbells, kettlebells down onto your side, and you can do one overhead as well, just to mix it up. But it's actually a lot more on your core, so try and get your knees up as high as you can. Use your hips to kick up and really focus on your core. Keep that tight. You will feel this a lot actually on your core if you do this properly. Holding it overhead just means you're actually adding some shoulder stability and strengthening work if you wanted to, which is awesome. That's a double whammy. So yeah, they are awesome exercises to do for your core. So start doing those. If you don't even have kettlebells, do it with dumbbells. Works just as well. Okay, so we have a nice finisher as always. It's going to be 4 rounds of kettlebell swings and kettlebell clusters. Nice and simple, nothing too complicated. It will hurt slightly, but it's an awesome way to finish the session, and it's an awesome full body workout to finish the session as well. So that's the video. Thank you so much for watching. It was different training outside. The weather is very temperamental. It's sunny, cloudy, windy, not windy. Well, that's what you get for training outside. So I just thought it'd be nice and different to do it, you know, take the session outdoors, which is what you can do with a kettlebell. But I hope you found the video useful. Any questions, leave a comment below. I'll be happy to help. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, that would be awesome. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out.